Some treasures aren't just bought, they're fought for. Paintings once lost, diamonds that outshine empires, even a car that only existed in whispers. These are the auctions that made history, and the prices will leave you stunned. Number 20. The Macallan 1926 Whiskey. This isn't just a drink, it's history in a bottle. Distilled in 1926 and aged for 60 years in sherry casks, only 40 bottles were ever released by Macallan. Some vanished into collections, others were consumed, and a few were decorated with labels designed by artists. In November 2023, Sotheby's London sold one for $2.7 million, setting the world record for a bottle of whiskey or wine. Its age, rarity, and legendary reputation make it liquid gold. Number 19. British Guiana 1-cent magenta stamp. A piece of paper smaller than a coin, but priceless. Printed in 1856 in British Guiana after a shipment of stamps from England was delayed, this is the only known copy in existence. Rediscovered in 1873 by a 12-year-old boy, it has passed through the hands of kings and collectors. In 2014, Sotheby's New York auctioned it for $9.48 million, bought by shoe designer Stuart Weitzman. Its value lies in ultimate rarity, a one-of-one survivor. Number 18. Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester. Leonardo's genius, captured in ink. The Codex Leicester is a handwritten notebook filled with his sketches and theories on water flow, astronomy, and the glow of the moon. Once owned by the Earl of Leicester, it went to auction at Christie's, New York in 1994. The buyer was Bill Gates, who paid $30.8 million and later made digital scans available worldwide. Its worth is not just in the name, Da Vinci, but in the insights it gives into his mind. Number 17. Tyrannosaurus Rex Skeleton, Stan. Discovered in 1987 in South Dakota, Stan is one of the most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex skeletons ever found, with 188 fossilized bones. For years, it was studied and displayed by researchers, helping scientists understand the king of the dinosaurs. But in October 2020, it was sold at Christie's, New York for $31.8 million, setting a record for a fossil. The buyer remains anonymous, sparking rumors, from billionaires to Middle Eastern museums. Its scientific and cultural impact made it priceless. Number 16. Winston Pink Legacy Diamond. A vivid pink gem of extraordinary size and quality. At 18.96 carats, it's one of the rarest diamonds ever graded. Originally mined in South Africa about a century ago, it was auctioned by Christie's Geneva in November 2018. The winning bid was $50.3 million, placed by Harry Winston Jewelers, who renamed it the Winston Pink Legacy. Its intense color and perfect proportions make it one of the finest pink diamonds in history. Number 15. Ferrari 250 GTO. The holy grail of classic cars. Built in the early 1960s, only 36 Ferrari 250 GTOs were ever made, each handcrafted for racing. With a 3.0-liter V12 engine and sleek Italian design, it dominated tracks and collectors' hearts alike. In November 2023, RM Sotheby's New York sold one for $51.7 million, setting a new public auction record for a Ferrari. Collectors call it the Mona Lisa of cars. Art on wheels. December 9, 9:29 p.m. Number 14. The Oppenheimer Blue Diamond. This breathtaking stone is the largest vivid blue diamond ever sold at auction. At 14.62 carats, it once belonged to the Oppenheimer family, who controlled the De Beers Diamond Company. In May 2016, it went under the hammer at Christie's Geneva and sold for $57.5 million. Its official GIA clarity grade is VVS1, meaning very, very slightly included. While not flawless, this is still near perfection, and its intense blue hue and rarity make it one of the most valuable gems on Earth. Number 13. Pink Star Diamond. If the Oppenheimer is rare, the Pink Star is almost mythical. At 59.6 carats, it's the largest internally flawless vivid pink diamond ever graded by the GIA. After years of mining and polishing, it stunned the world when Sotheby's Hong Kong auctioned it in April 2017. The winning bid, $71.2 million, placed by Hong Kong jeweler Chow Tai Fook. Its size, flawless quality, and pure pink color make it one of the greatest diamonds ever discovered. Number 12. Jeff Koons Rabbit. A shiny stainless steel rabbit sculpture, standing just over 3 feet tall, yet commanding a historic price. Created in 1986, Jeff Koons' rabbit became a symbol of pop art and modern collecting. In May 2019, Christie's New York sold it for $91.1 million, setting the record for the most expensive work by a living artist at auction. The buyer was billionaire hedge fund manager Ken Griffin, not Steve Cohen as is sometimes misreported. Its cartoon-like simplicity and mirror-like finish have made it iconic. Number 11. Pablo Picasso's Les Femmes d'Alger version O. Painted in 1955, this vibrant masterpiece belongs to Picasso's series inspired by Eugene Delacroix. It depicts women in a richly colored interior, blending cubist abstraction with bold colors. At Christie's, New York in May 2015, it sold for $179.4 million, a record for Picasso. The buyer's identity has not been officially confirmed, though reports linked it to former Qatari Prime Minister Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani. It remains one of the most important 20th century paintings ever auctioned. Number 10. Alberto Giacometti's L'Homo Deut, Man Pointing. A thin bronze figure, arm outstretched, created in 1947. Despite its minimal form, it captures a haunting sense of human fragility and survival in the post-war world. At Christie's, New York in May 2015, this sculpture sold for $141.3 million, breaking the record for the most expensive sculpture ever sold at auction. Its uniqueness, the only cast of this version created by Giacometti himself, and its raw emotional power made it irresistible to collectors. Number 9. Claude Monet's Mules, Haystacks. Painted in 1890, Monet's Mules is one of his iconic haystack series, where he captured shifting light and atmosphere across seasons. This particular canvas glows with golden tones, painted during sunset. In May 2019, Sotheby's New York sold it for $110.7 million, setting a new record for Monet. What makes it remarkable is not only its beauty but also its rarity. Most of Monet's haystack paintings are in museums, and rarely available for private ownership. Number 8. Jean-Michel Basquiat's Untitled, 1982. At just 22 years old, Basquiat painted a raw, skull-like face in his trademark graffiti-influenced style. The work, titled simply Untitled, became a cultural icon representing the explosive energy of New York's 1980s art scene. In May 2017, Sotheby's New York sold it for $110.5 million to Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa. At the time, it set the record for an American artist. Basquiat's rise from street artist to global legend continues to inspire. Number 7. Gustav Klimt's Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer II. Completed in 1912, this portrait depicts Adele Bloch-Bauer, a Viennese socialite who was also the subject of Klimt's famous Golden Portrait. In November 2006, Christie's New York sold Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer II for $87.9 million, but in later private sales it is believed to have reached even higher figures. Though overshadowed by his gold leaf masterpiece, this colorful, expressive portrait is a symbol of Vienna's lost pre-war culture and remains one of Klimt's most sought-after works. Number 6. Francis Bacon, Three Studies of Lucian Freud. This triptych from 1969 shows Bacon's rival and friend Lucian Freud in distorted, unsettling poses. The two artists had a complicated relationship, full of tension and respect. In 2013, it went up at Christie's New York and sold for $142,405,000. The buyer was Elaine Wynn, co-founder of Wynn Resorts. Its value lies in the collision of two great modern painters' worlds. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Often called the most beautiful car ever built, only two of these silver gull-winged coupes were produced in 1955. They were never intended for sale, kept by Mercedes as prototypes for their racing program. In May 2022, RM Sotheby's sold one privately at a special auction for €135 million, about $143.2 million at the time. This made it the most expensive car ever sold. The buyer's identity remains undisclosed, but part of the funds went toward a global education fund, making this sale historic in more ways than one. Number 4. Paul Cézanne's The Card Players. Painted in the early 1890s, Cézanne's Card Players series is considered one of the greatest achievements of post-impressionism. One version, featuring two peasants deeply focused on their game, was sold in a private sale in 2011 to the Qatari royal family for around $250 million. Though not an auction, it stands as one of the highest confirmed art prices in history. Cézanne's ability to transform an everyday scene into timeless art shows why his work influenced generations of painters. Number 3. Willem de Kooning's Interchange. An explosion of color and energy on canvas, painted in 1955 during de Kooning's shift toward abstract expressionism. Interchange was first sold for just $4,000, but decades later, in September 2015, hedge fund billionaire Kenneth Griffin purchased it in a private deal for $300 million. Today, it hangs at the Art Institute of Chicago on long-term loan, representing one of the boldest and most expensive works of abstract art ever created. Number 2. The Mona Lisa, Insurance Valuation. While not sold, it deserves mention. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is considered priceless, but it was insured in 1962 for $100 million, equivalent to more than $900 million today. That valuation makes it the most valuable artwork in existence. On display at the Louvre Museum in Paris, it draws millions of visitors every year. Though it has never gone to auction, if it did, it would likely shatter every record on this list. Number 1. Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. The crown jewel of auction history. Painted around 1500, Salvator Mundi depicts Christ as the savior of the world, holding a crystal orb. Once thought lost, it resurfaced in the early 2000s, heavily restored, and sparked debates over its authenticity. In November 2017, Christie's New York auctioned it for a staggering $450.3 million, the most expensive artwork ever sold at auction. The buyer was never officially named. Reports suggest it was acquired through intermediaries on behalf of the Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism. While speculation links the purchase to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, no confirmation has ever. And there you have it, the 20 most expensive treasures ever sold at auction. Each one carrying not just a price tag, but a story of history, mystery, and obsession. Which of these would you keep if money was no object? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.